Okay. Let us continue with some spiders, so what? With part 3 or volume 2. I'll get to the Water Magician next recording. And then after that, it'll probably be Dahlia. So, interlude. The Duke's daughter and her teacher. Ma'am, why exactly are you going to school in the first place? Why, to enjoy my youth all over again, of course. I'm serious, you know. I'm joking. I suppose you could say I'm trying to watch over those of you reincarnations whose social status is too high for me to take you into my care, you know. I knew it. Oh? You already guessed? To an extent, anyway, since so many of us reincarnations are in one place. I don't know how you managed it, but I'm guessing you elves must have done some negotiating to gather all the reincarnations at this academy. That's true as far as Natsume goes, but Hasube being here is sheer coincidence, honestly. So you don't entirely deny it. That's because I know I can't fool you, clever Miss Katia. Well then, since I'm so clever, maybe you'll let me ask you a question. Are the last 6 of us still alive? We know for certain that 4 have died. I've located the other 2, but I have no way of going to them directly at the moment. I see. I had a feeling. I'm sorry. There's no reason for you to apologize, ma'am. Do you mind if I ask the names of the ones who died? Of course. Kota Hayashi, Hiro Wakaba. We'll see about that. Naofumi Kogure, and Issei Sakurazaki. I see. Well, does that explain why you have the time to attend school like this? You don't need to search for the others anymore? That's right, although I'm still taking action to protect the other 2, you know. So who have they become that's created a situation where you can't get to them? That's a secret. Ma'am, I'm being serious here. I am too. It seriously has to be a secret. Does it have anything to do with why we can't meet the others that you have been able to look after? That's a different matter, so it's not really related, no. I see. Are they doing well at least? They're fine. And what are their names? I can't tell you. Why not? Well, you might find out eventually, but I don't think now is the right time. How is it not the right time? How, if they're in your care, they can't exactly go and find them because they're... That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but it's how it has to be. And on that note, I have a warning for you. What is it? Please don't train your skills too much. Why not? I can't say it. Ma'am, I can only imagine what you've seen in the outside world, but you know Shun's older brother is a hero, right? I've heard all about his work as a hero from Shun, how he protected a village from a horde of monsters all by himself and fended off a demon even after it made him drink poison, that sort of thing. What about it? This world is extremely dangerous. We may not be heroes, but Shun and I still have roles to play. It's very possible we may have to stand on the battlefield ourselves someday. Since I'm a woman, those odds are still relatively low. And you definitely need to be able to protect yourself from creeps, that's for sure. But even if Shun's royalty, he's not the heir to the throne. It's more than likely. So by telling us not to train our skills, aren't you basically asking us to be killed in the future? Of course not. Right. And I know you wouldn't say a thing like that, ma'am, but without any reason or explanation, I can't just agree either. I suppose not. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been so harsh. No, it's alright. I'm the one who's keeping so many secrets. And I'm guessing you can't tell me why you have all these secrets either. I'm sorry. Does it have something to do with the elves? It's pretty strange. Why would elves help protect us from reincarnations? It seems like you've explained the situation to them. But can they really be trusted? They're not forcing you to comply with some weird conditions or anything, are they? Not at all. You just have to trust me on that, okay? Even with all the secrets you're keeping? I'm afraid so. I can't just trust people based on gut instinct like Shun can. I want to trust you, of course, but as long as you're keeping all these secrets, I can't quite manage it. I don't think you're wrong about that. If anything, Shun is too trusting, you know? Well, yeah, I can agree. Sometimes I think he'd be lost without me, honestly. Oh, ho, ho! Perhaps not a bud yet, but is that a seed I smell? What an interesting development that would be. Huh? That's what I'm wondering. What are you talking about, ma'am? Please don't smile so creepily. Since you look like a little girl now, it's really disturbing. Divine punishment time. Huh? Ow! Oh, dear Lord. Is she thinking that those two are into each other? Oh, that's interesting if that's the case. Okay, here we go back to our main character. Well, at least the one that we focus the most on, anyway. 3. Middle Stratum Playthrough Start. I'm here in the Middle Stratum. Yay! Today I'm going to start exploring it. Yay! I haven't perfected my long-range attack or my anti-heat measures yet, but here I go anyway. Yay! No way can I do this unless I hype myself up about it somehow. It's been several days since I first discovered the Middle Stratum. In the meantime, I've been training my skills and I've gotten pretty strong. This is what my status looks like now. Okay. Small Poison Terror Attack, level 5, nameless. Status, HP 57 out of 83, green. MP 181 out of 181, good, you've raised that. SP 51 out of 82, yellow, 2 up. Red, 82 out of 82, red, 2 up. Average offensive ability, 92. Average defensive ability, 92. Average magical ability, 135. Ooh, good. Average resistance ability, 168. Average speed ability, 830. 1 up. Skills. HP auto recovery, level 5. MP recovery speed, level 3. MP lessened consumption, level 2. What the heck is that? They didn't tell us that. SP recovery speed, level 2. I'm guessing the rate... That one's the rate is what your SP regains itself. MP lessened consumption is probably when... How much mana it takes to be able to do, like, magic and stuff. And SP lessened... Damn it. SP lessened consumption, level 3, 1 up. Destruction enhancement, level... whatever. Cutting enhancement, level 1. Poison enhancement, level 1. I'm assuming that other one's level 1. Yep, level 1. Mental Warfare, level 1. Energy Conferment, level 2. Deadly Poison Attack, level 3. Poison Synthesis, level 7. Threadsmanship, level 3. Spider Thread, level 9. Cutting Thread, level 6. Thread Control, level 8. Throw, level 6. Hit, level 7. Evasion, level 3. Spatial Maneuvering, level 3. Stealth, level 7. Concentration, level 9. Ooh, that one's almost level 10. Prediction, level 8. Parallel Thinking, level 4. Arithmetic Processing, level 6. Appraisal, level 8. Ooh, only 2 lower levels for that. Detection, level 6. Heretic Magic, level 3. Shadow Magic, level 2. Poison Magic, level 2. Abyss Magic, level 10. Damn! Then again, I think it was already at level 10. Destruction Resistance, level 1. Impact, Cutting, Fire Resistance, and Dark Resistance. Level 2, level 3, level 1, and level 1. Deadly Poison Resistance, level 2. Paralysis Resistance, level 3. Petrification Resistance, level 3. Acid Resistance, level 4. Rot Resistance, level 3. Faint Resistance, level 2. Fear Resistance, level 7, 1 up. Heresy Resistance, level 3. Pain Nullification. Pain Mitigation, level 7. I wonder what happens when that reaches level 10. Vision Enhancement, level 8. Night Vision, level 10. Vision Expansion, level 2. Auditory Enhancement, level 8. Olfactory Enhancement, level 7. Damn, you did raise that stuff. Taste Enhancement, level 4. Tactile Enhancement, level 6. Life, level 7. I wonder what that is. Magic Mass, level 8. Instantaneous, level 8. 1 up. Persistent, level 8. Herculean Strength, whatever. Sturdy, level 3. Protection, level 3. Herculean Strength, level 3. And there's a 1 up on the other one. Skanda, level 3. How's it only level 3? Pride has no level. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Overeating, level 7, and Hades has no level. Taboo, level 4, and the other one is a bunch of gobbledygook. Skill points, 180. Man, I really have gotten pretty strong. I've got quite a few new skills, too. Since my beloved appraisal has started displaying a list of skills I haven't acquired yet, I've been setting my sights on anything that seems decent, then doing things related to that skill to earn proficiency and acquire it naturally. So now my repertoire has increased considerably, including some additions I've had my eye on for a long time. Though this is all probably thanks to the huge effect of Pride. I collected all the MP and SP related skills, namely recovery speed and lessened consumption. Recovery speed, of course, quickens natural recovery, and lessened consumption reduces the amounts used. That's what I thought. SP lessened consumption seems to work on both red and yellow stamina too. Specifically, my red total stamina has gotten harder to reduce, and my yellow stamina decreases less when I'm running. I also randomly got a new skill called Spatial Maneuvering. I think because I built a home near the ceiling, I got the skill climbing up and down the wall. As a result, I can jump around and stuff now. I don't need that, though. I was already able to do those things. I guess I'll explain the rest of the skills as they come. Anyway, the little up marker seems to indicate skills that have changed since the last time I looked at my appraisal results. This time, SP lessened consumption, fear resistance, instantaneous, and persistent all improved. Instantaneous and persistent are the SP versions of strength and that type of skill, with the former working on yellow SP and the latter working on red SP. Looks like my speed and SP stats rose too. In the past few days, I figured out that, like skills, stats can actually increase outside of leveling up if I focus on training them. This discovery came to me when I was running around to increase my Skanda skill and saw that my speed stat had also gotten better. Why didn't my stats make any progress before when I was being chased around by monsters and stuff? I probably didn't run enough and my growth rate has increased because of pride. It's too hard to tell which is responsible, but one thing I can say for sure is that pride is definitely working. Since I constantly have appraisal active, the display of an up symbol must mean that the skill or stat in question increased very recently. The up display automatically disappears a little while after I've seen it, which means the skills and stats that rose this time must be due to whatever decisive action I just took. It's pretty amazing how much my skills and stats grew in one go, right? Well, yeah, that's because I was running at top speed. For my life. Oh god, not again. Earth Dragon Cogna. Level 26. See, this is what I'm thinking, that essentially once they either evolve enough or level up enough, they can just level up past 10 and do this, essentially. Status, HP, 4,198 out of 4,198, green. MP, 3,339 out of 3,654, blue. SP, 2,798 out of 2,798, yellow. The red one is 2,995 out of 3,112. Status appraisal failed. It's a dragon. Compared with the one I saw before, Earth Dragon Araba, this one comes off as a bit short and stout, and apparently it's more powerful to match. Its wings are different from Araba's. The guy totally appeared out of nowhere. Just as I was getting ready to go hunting like usual, my home was suddenly blown away behind me. The aftershock alone was enough to send me tumbling, and then I caught sight of the Earth Dragon on the edge of my vision. After that, I ran away at top speed, fleeing into the middle stratum, which is the real reason I'm here right now. Yeah, I desperately ran for my life, alright. But at least that desperation was enough to raise my skills and stats. Well, anyway, damn, what is it with dragons and destroying my spiderwebs on sight? That's so scary. Was the lower stratum actually an Earth Dragon all along? Hold on. Oh, an Earth Dragon den all along, and I just never noticed. That's even scarier. No, there's no way there can be that many of those awful things just hanging around. Now I'm remembering the glimpse I got of the beast status appraisal. It was all 4-digit numbers. That's just ridiculous. There's no way I can beat that. On top of that, even after it used a powerful attack that destroyed my entire home, its MP and SP were barely even diminished. In other words, it can attack like that endlessly if it wanted to. I can't deal with that. What a horrifying monster. Earth dragons are scary. Still, though, that one was different from the Earth Dragon Araba that I saw before. While this one's level was lower, I wasn't able to appraise Araba, so I don't know which is stronger. Regardless, it's not like I'd stand a chance against either of them, so I guess it doesn't matter. I wonder if there's some kind of connection between them since they're both called Earth Dragons. Maybe they started out as the same species and evolved apart or something? Oh, that could be it. Dragons are like the definition of a superior race, so it wouldn't be surprising if they had a wide variety of evolutionary options. Otherwise, maybe each Earth Dragon is its own unique species. That could be it too. Like, there are only a few because of how elite they are, but each individual is hyper strong? That kind of thing? I mean, hyper strong doesn't even begin to cover it. If that's the case, then it's likely my odds of running into more are pretty low at least. No, wait a second. That would mean that I'm now being attacked twice by creatures I should have an extremely low chance of ever meeting. Does that mean I just have ridiculously bad luck? That can't be right. I've had plenty of near-death encounters before, but I always survive in the end, so that means I'm lucky. Probably. Hold on a second. Wouldn't someone lucky avoid flirting with death so many times in the first place? Forget it. I shouldn't think about this anymore. Really, I escaped by the skin of my fangs that time. It's a good thing I'd already been about to leave. I hadn't quite shaken the streak of bad luck yet. Yeah, let's go with that. Please, someone tell me I'm right. Proficiency has reached the required level. Skill prediction level 8 has become prediction level 9. Hey, nobody asked you! What's with that too perfect timing? Were you waiting for your chance to jump on me like that? You think you're some kind of comedian, do you, divine voice? Whew. Okay, I got a little worked up over nothing there. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore the absurdly ominous beginning and start slowly working my way through the middle stratum. I definitely want to put as much distance between me and that earth dragon as possible. Anyway, let's check in on the current situation. I'm surrounded on either side by boiling hot magma. The ratio of land to magma is more or less the same. Still, I kind of just charged ahead in a panic. I wonder if I'm going the right way. Well, I have no way of knowing, so I may as well just carry on like this. So thanks to the aftershock from the Earth Dragon's attack, and the fact that I kept running far past my limits, my HP's been reduced a bit. Not by very much, but because the heat around me is constantly causing enough damage to cancel out my HP recovery, I don't think I can expect to rebound anytime soon. I was able to acquire fire resistance by traveling back and forth between the middle and lower stratum at least, but it's still only level 1. As of now, with fire resistance at level 1 and HP auto recovery at level 5, I can break even with the heat strain on my HP, which is great, but it also means that if I incur any additional injuries, it'll be hard to patch myself up. My only options are either making a full recovery by leveling up or raising one of those skill levels so my healing outpaces the rate of damage I receive from environmental hazards. But since the magma is so close by now, there's also the dreaded possibility that the heat damage may get a leg up instead. I'd like to avoid such hot places if possible, but what can I do? Judging by the stratums I've visited so far, it's probably best to assume the middle stratum is also pretty massive. This is the biggest labyrinth in the world, after all. It connects 2 continents and everything, so it could easily take days to traverse the middle stratum. I've got a long ways ahead of me, but I was forced to start this journey in quite a rush. Not a good sign. Oh well, guess I better keep going. Woo, sure is hot though. Ever since I was reborn as a spider, I've lived in a pretty comfortable temperature. It was never too hot or too cold, you know. Having the environment suddenly change on me like this is a huge downer. It's not so bad that I can't bear it, since I practiced coming here to get the fire resistance skill and all, but still. I can barely even stand the thought that the entire middle stratum is probably going to be like this. Especially for my poor feet. I mean, magma's flowing right there. Of course the ground's blazing hot. Asphalt heated by the sun doesn't even compare. Forget frying an egg on the ground, in this place it'd burn right up. And I'm walking barefoot out here. It's so hot, it's actually quite painful. I wouldn't be able to do this without pain mitigation and HP auto recovery. Oh hey, a monster. Gunerush. Level 5. Status HP 159 out of 159 green. MP 145 out of 148 blue. SP 145 out of 145 yellow. 116 out of 145 red. Average offensive ability 83. Average defensive ability 81. Average magical ability 79. Average resistance ability level 77. Average speed ability 88. Status appraisal failed. Now that appraisal's leveled up more, I can even see the enemy's attack power and stuff. This rules. Well, you haven't gotten quite there yet. Although the success rate still isn't very high. I cannot talk. That's the same kind of monster I saw when I first arrived in the middle stratum, the seahorse-looking thing. Just like the one I spotted on the first day, my quarry is swimming in magma. Unreal. It doesn't seem to have noticed me yet, so I'm kind of tempted to just ignore it, but I had to pass right by it. What should I do? Oh, while I was busy worrying about it, I guess it noticed me. Like last time, a fireball launches from the magma. I dodged it. That wasn't fast enough to hit me. There was a time when I couldn't even dodge those frog spit attacks, but I'm way stronger now. My speed's gotten much higher, and I have the evasion skill and everything. Now I have godlike agility that would be the envy of any game character. Even if a single hit would reduce me to cinders with my paper-thin defense, that doesn't matter if I never get hit. Still, though, neither of us has the upper hand at this rate. I mean, those fireballs aren't going to hit me, but since I can't use my struts here, I have no way of attacking him. It's a stalemate. Oh wait, the other guy's about to run out of MP. Those fireballs apparently use a lot of it. So once its MP is exhausted, it won't be able to shoot any more fireballs, and then it's going to come after you because it wants to get rid of you. Appraisal really is like cheating. I mean, I know all of my opponent's info while we're fighting. Alright, avoided the last fireball. With that, he's out of MP. The seahorse's next move will change the course of this battle, but how? Oh, it crawled out of the magma. And it's charging me! What an idiot! If I ran out of MP, I'd be making a strategic retreat right now. From my point of view, the rush is super slow, so I slip by it easily. Then I attach myself to the seahorse's back, piercing it with the poison claw. Now that I mention it, this thing's body is crazy hot. My HP's even gone down a little. My precious HP! Well, at any rate, the deadly poison killed the seahorse in no time flat. Phew! I managed to win my first match. Fireballs streak past me, tracing arcs through the air. 2 at once! But even then, dodging them is simple. Glancing ahead, I see 2 seahorses. Apparently this place is just crawling with them. They don't flock together, they just wander around individually, doing as they please. Still, once in a while, they happen to end up close to one another and attack me simultaneously. Well, as long as they're not going to swarm me like those monkeys, it's no problem. I evade another pair of flying fireballs. They don't cooperate very well, probably because they're normally pretty solitary. It's like they're launching fireballs at random. If they weren't, this might actually be a hard fight. All I have to do is avoid getting hit, but on the flip side, if I do get tagged, I'm vulnerable to fire, so if one of those attacks lands, I doubt I'll get off with minor scrapes and bruises. On top of that, shuffling around the missiles is simple on its own, but I'm doing it in the middle of a magma field. If I accidentally fall in, I'm sure my body wouldn't even catch fire, it'd just melt. So even as I avoid the fireballs, I have to keep a close eye on the ground beneath my feet. It feels like I'm down to my last heart in a bullet hell game. Except this is my real life on the line. It really sucks that I don't have a way to fight back right now. As soon as I produce threat, it just burns up and disappears, especially now that I'm so close to the magma. So while they can attack me as much as they like, all I can do is dodge, like a fish in a barrel. But that's just until they run out of MP. Once that happens, the seahorses climb ashore. That's right. They opt to abandon their advantageous position and put themselves on my level voluntarily. What gentlemen, what idiots, what meatheads. Even now, the first seahorse has run out of MP and is ambling toward me. I quickly pack a claw with poison and finish it off. It helps that I gain the new skills Destruction Enhancement and Cutting Enhancement in my earlier quest for knowledge. Destruction Enhancement, as the name implies, increases my destructive power. The meaning is a bit vague, but I'm assuming it's a skill that generally increases my attack power. Cutting Enhancement is the same sort of thing, just limited to slashing attacks. The second seahorse crawls out of the magma with perfect timing, so I finish it off the same way. Experience has reached the required level. Individual small poison terror tech has increased from level 5 to level 6. All basic attributes have increased. Skill proficiency level up bonus acquired. Proficiency has reached the required level. Skill poison enhancement level 2 has become poison enhancement level 3. Proficiency has reached the required level. Skill evasion level 3 has become evasion level 4. Skill points acquired. Ooh, I leveled up! I'm extra grateful for this since my HP has gotten a bit low. After I finish molting, my HP is fully recovered. I can beat these seahorses pretty easily, but if I make contact with their bodies, I take damage. It's not a big deal with 1 or 2, but after I fight a bunch of them, it starts adding up dangerously. Since leveling up is my only way of healing right now, I'd rather not incur any other injuries no matter how small. By the way, they cool down after a little while, so I wait for that to happen before eating them. It'd be great if my fire resistance or HP auto recovery advanced with that last level up, but of course the world's not so kind. The fire resistance is still level 1, and HP auto recovery hasn't improved either. Well, it's no surprise that fire resistance isn't making any progress. It seems like my species is naturally vulnerable to fire, so there's no chance I overcome that in a single day. And HP auto recovery is such a handy skill, it naturally takes a long time to grow. I mean, automatic recovery is an ability you wouldn't normally have until near the end of a game anyway. I'm lucky I was able to get it without spending any skill points. It's probably too much to ask for to level up quickly too. I have to remember that just having it at all is a godsend. In fact, without HP auto recovery, I couldn't have even considered a trip through the middle stratum. I mean, how could I? Entering an area where you constantly take damage without an auto recovery skill would be a suicide mission. I'm not interested in committing suicide, so without HP auto recovery, I'd probably still be puttering around in the lower stratum looking for another shaft to climb up. In the lower stratum with those dragons? No way, I'd be dead in no time. I'm actually making fairly smooth progress in clearing the middle stratum. I've run into a few other kinds of monsters besides those seahorses, but none of them were a big deal. If I weren't at a disadvantage in this terrain, I could beat them all easily. However, the handicap I have here is pretty inconvenient. First of all, the magma. What a pain. If I'm facing a monster that's immersed in the magma, all I can do is throw rocks. Since I have the throw skill and all, I thought I'd try imitating those monkeys, but it doesn't do as much damage at all. Ultimately, unless the enemy comes ashore, I basically can't do a thing. It'd be fine if every monster acted like the seahorse and made landfall as soon as they ran out of MP, but some simply stay in the magma or run away. The worst are the ones that start out on land, but duck into the magma when I have them where I want them. and not being able to use my silk is rather stressful. This is right after I got the threadsmanship skill, too, which increases the power of any thread-related moves. I can at least pick up rocks and toss them with my silk, but if it's out for too long, it catches fire even on relatively safe ground. The real problem is the thread that I often produce unconsciously. Whenever I move, I automatically spin silk, but in the middle stratum it ignites. The lit thread acts like a fuse until even my backside starts getting hot. It definitely freaked me out the first time. There was literally a fire lit under my butt. My HP went down quite a few points from that, and using poison synthesis to put it out lowered my HP even more. I mean, that was the only thing I could think of to put out a fire. In the end, my only choice is to keep severing the thread as I produce it. I have to do something or it'll turn into a real pain in the ass. Literally. Bedding is a problem too. If I try to build a web here, it'll undoubtedly go up in flames and take me with it. So I decided to make do and sleep in the shadows of some rocks. Not that I can really sleep anyway. Not in this hellscape where I'm always passively taking damage and have to stay on the alert for monsters. I may be bold, but even I have my limits. Even so, I still have to sleep. I'm not sleeping very often, as you might imagine, but I've been trying to rest whenever I find an appropriate hiding spot. But even though this area is worse than the lower stratum in a lot of ways, the one silver lining is that the monsters are much weaker. In terms of threat, they're not far removed from those found in the upper stratum. There are probably some relatively strong monsters here, like the snakes that live in the regions above, but so far all the creatures I've encountered have been no big deal. The largest difference between the threats here and in the upper stratum is the way they use their environment. That's what makes these normally weak monsters dangerous. Since I don't have much in the way of recovery options, just getting grazed by an attack would put me in serious trouble. Besides, they've all been rather manageable so far because they're so puny, but it's still possible that there could be some lower stratum class big game here. A terrain alone is a challenge for me, so if that sort of opponent appears, well, I just have to hope there aren't any. Man, if only I could use magic and turn this whole thing around. But to use magic, I have to quell detection, which might be an even more formidable enemy than this god-awful terrain. In any event, I'm not likely to solve either problem anytime soon. Ugh, I really want to use magic. 12. The Nightmare's Vestige. A few days after entering the Great Elro Labyrinth, we finally arrive at the spot where an adventurer reported seeing an anomalous pterodactyl. From here, we enlist Goyef's help searching the surrounding area to find and destroy our target. Please be careful, because the passages in this area are so wide, large monsters like earth dragons sometimes turn up. Earth dragons, is it? Dragons are generally strong, but low-ranking worm species usually aren't much more dangerous than any other monsters from the same level, but the higher ranking the species, the greater the danger becomes. There may even be a match for my stats despite my hero status, or even outrank me. It's too quiet around here. I nod in response to Jeskin's remark. It's good that we're starting our hunt, but we haven't encountered a single monster since we got here, and this is the Great Elro Labyrinth, renowned for being teeming with them. Something strange is definitely going on. Suddenly, I feel a sharp, prickling sensation on my skin. I draw my sword immediately. Hyrens raises his shield and Yana concentrates so she can use her magic at a moment's notice. Jeskin and Hawken look around warily. I can see cold sweat streaming down Goyef's face. The hero's here, then a voice echoes in my mind. It doesn't make a sound, reaching me like a thought. I roll around. There I find myself face to face with a giant spider monster. Greater pterodactyl. Goyef speaks in almost a whimper. A greater pterodactyl can be just as strong as an upper-class worm, and there are 3. My gaze goes right past the 3 giant monsters, captivated by the sight of a small form. A little white creature lurking behind the great pterodactyl as if in hiding. There it is. That's our target, the Nightmare's Vestige. This is the monster said to have been left behind by the Nightmare of the Labyrinth. Left behind by the Nightmare of the Labyrinth. The Nightmare of the Labyrinth, a monster that appeared some 10-odd years ago. That sounds about the time that our little spider friend decided to appear. And this is when Shun and the others are, 10 years old? That's gotta be, the Nightmare of the Labyrinth has got to be our spider friend. But then what is this? What is this little one? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It had been indescribably strong, hence its title, a spider that crushed humans like insects, and the first monster that taught me the pain of defeat. Our target this time is the Nightmare's Vestige, a mutant pterodactyl stronger than an upper-class wern or even a dragon, said to have been left behind by the Nightmare. Apparently it attacked a group of adventurers and partially wiped them out, which is why we were sent in to destroy it. Die, hero. I'm very confused. Who is this little spider? Is it our spider, or is it something else? A Nightmare's Vestige disappears from sight. Or at least it moves with such ferocious speed that it seems to have disappeared. Instantly, I grab Yana beside me and jump to one side. Then something cuts through the air where we were standing just seconds ago. The two front legs of the creature's 8 morph into a pair of scythes. I tumble to the ground, towing Yana along. Then I use the momentum from my roll to stand again, pulling Yana back up with me. Yana, support us with your magic, please. It's best to assume that attacks won't hit this thing. Understood. Such speed. With that powerful accuracy-boosting magic, I doubt any strikes will land. My master probably could have done it, but I can't expect the same results from Yana. Master was outside the norm in many ways, after all. My comrades move according to my instructions, and the 3 greater pterodactyls set out at the same time. Greater pterodactyls have average stats somewhere around 2,000, but the most dangerous monster here is undoubtedly the Nightmare's Vestige accompanying them. I'll take care of the greater pterodactyls. The rest of you focus on taking down the Nightmare's Vestige. I shout orders as I charge the approaching greater pterodactyls. Jeskin aims his sickle and chain toward the Nightmare's Vestige. The creature dodges it by leaping upward. Reaching the ceiling, it clings upside down. Hawken immediately throws a knife, but the Nightmare's Vestige runs along the ceiling with terrifying speed, an almost impossible target. The throwing knife simply bounces off the rock surface of the cavern with a dull thud. How the hell is it moving that fast on the ceiling? Hawken's voice cracks a bit, but I can't blame him. It seems best if I finish off the greater pterodactyls quickly and rejoin the rest of the group. My sword fills with the holy light. The greater pterodactyls spray webbing at my feet, trying to slow my approach. My shining blade severs it with ease. Spider monster silk may be dangerous, but it's no match for my holy light. I press my advantage to gain ground on the closest greater pterodactyl. The beast tries to guard itself with its front legs, but my sword slices its limb neatly in half along with its head. Fluid gushes from the body of the first spider as it falls. The second greater pterodactyl counters immediately, leaping over the giant corpse. But I have magic at the ready to take it out. Holy Light Sphere, the small floating ball of light, blows the second enemy away. The attack tears the greater pterodactyl to shreds before it hits the ground. 1 left. As the battle continues, the effects of Yana's magic begins taking hold. Magic increases all of our stats while also boosting our resistance to poison. When fighting spider monsters, the most important thing to be wary of are poison and thread. Glancing behind me, I see a rain of silk showering down from the ceiling at my comrades. Jeskin swings his now flaming sickle and chain. Spider thread is vulnerable to fire. An experienced adventurer like Jeskin isn't likely to get caught like that. The sickle and chain arc toward the Nightmare's Vestige, but by the time the weapon reaches the ceiling, the monster is no longer there. The Nightmare's Vestige launches itself directly at Jeskin. Hyrens jumps between them, stopping the attack from the Nightmare's Vestige with his shield. The heavy sound of the creature's scythes clashing with Hyrens' shield hurts my ears. Hyrens falls back a step from the sheer weight of the assault, and the Nightmare's Vestige leaps backward in turn, putting some distance between them. At that moment, Hawkins slashes at the monster with a short sword. The Nightmare's Vestige dodges Hawkins' blade by a hairbreadth, trying to get a bit more distance. In these short moments, the battle unfolds like a tug-of-war. I only spare a second to assess their struggle. The greater pterodactyl sees this as an opening and charges. Its giant poisonous fangs bear down on me. How foolish. The spider's fangs crush against a wall of light right before my eyes. It's a light magic spell called Light Barrier. Normally, it's a thin shield only effective against low-powered attacks like arrows, but with my stats behind that, the defense becomes much stronger. A holy light sphere bursts over the thwarted greater pterodactyl. I quickly turn on my heel. The Nightmare's Vestige isn't looking in my direction. Thinking it's my chance, I strike at it from behind. The Nightmare's Vestige reacts to my attack so quickly, dodging my sword with ease that it's as if it had eyes on its back. However, I'm prepared for this possibility. Aiming at the Nightmare's Vestige as it leaps back, I let loose with some light magic. This, along with lightning magic, is among the fastest magical attacks. No matter how quickly the Nightmare's Vestige might be, there's no way it can dodge this. Faster than the speed of light? We'll see about that. I'm confident I'll land a direct hit, but something blocks my strike. It's been cancelled out by a dark magic spell cast by the Nightmare's Vestige. What? I can't contain my shock. The fact that the creature uses magic isn't surprising in itself. As soon as I realized it understands human speech, I could tell it's very intelligent. That being the case, it's no wonder it can use spells, but how can it dispel a hero's magic? against a technique that activates in an instant, no less. It must have stats that rival a high-class worm, or maybe even a dragon. Sweat drips unpleasantly down my forehead. The Nightmare's Vestige dodges Hawkins' throwing knife, only to be met with Jaskin, who swings a flaming sword at it. Jaskin can employ all kinds of different weaponry depending on the situation. Usually he favors a giant axe, but he appears to have opted for a sword in this instance to match his opponent's speed. However, the Nightmare's Vestige avoids even Jaskin's blade, proceeding to slice at my comrade's body with his scythe-like front legs. And he gets hit. Jaskin drops to one knee with a short grunt. The Nightmare's Vestige turns to attack him again, but Hyrant stands in its way. Yana! Right! Yana responds to Hyrant's cry. She hurried toward Jaskin to heal him. Aiming for the moment when Hyrant stops the attack from the Nightmare's Vestige with his shield, I cast another spell. This time the monster doesn't bother dispelling it, simply reading my movements and ducking the attack instead. But I'm prepared for that, as well. I cast again, aiming in the direction the Nightmare's Vestige is leaping, and tapping into magic that I prepared simultaneously. Light Magic, level 10, Light Field. Against an enemy this fast, the best approach is an attack with a wide, effective range that gives the target nowhere to run. Light Field is exactly that kind of spell. It bathes in broad area with light and causes damage. Even the Nightmare's Vestige couldn't avoid it if there was no chance to escape. Still, at top speed, that thing might manage, which is why I forced my prey to dodge my initial attack to throw the beast off balance when I cast this one. The light envelops the Nightmare's Vestige, just as I planned. It was a perfect strategy, and yet a poisonous fog spreads out, eclipsing the light. Poison magic. The Nightmare's Vestige launched a counterattack as soon as the light seared it. Ugh. Pain assaults my whole body. I can feel my HP rapidly decreasing. Such a powerful poison, my resistance should be heightened thanks to Yana's magic, and yet... Julius! All at once the pain ceases. Eases. It isn't Yana. Goyev? This is the best I can do, but poison is my strong suit. Leave it to me. Apparently, Goyev saved me with some kind of detoxification magic. Thank goodness. I look back. The Nightmare Vestige is crawling out of the light. It's definitely wounded, but its injuries are far from fatal. Not only that, but the monster seems to be gradually healing. Maybe it has HP auto-recovery or some kind of recovery magic. It's gotta be our spider friend here! But why is she attacking the hero, I wonder? Surely she should have just run. She didn't have to attack him. Either way, it seems like ordinary methods won't be enough to bring down Nightmare's Vestige. Good grief, our attacks rarely connect, and when they do, they barely make a dent. Really brings you down, doesn't it? Hyrant's casual observation makes me smile. In reality, the situation is far too grim for such light commentary. Hyrant must know this, so he plays it off as an attempt to keep the party's mood from becoming despairing. If the light magic attack with the broadest effective area won't slay it, then my only option is to use even more powerful spells. I do have something stronger than Light Field, the strongest spell in my arsenal, Holy Light Magic level 7, Holy Light Beam. However, while this magic is powerful, it only deploys in a straight line. How can I land a hit? But I'm not fighting alone. My friends will create an opening for me. Trusting in my companions, I begin preparing the spell when I notice something strange. The Nightmare's Vestige is behaving oddly. Is it afraid of something? Whatever the cause, it's the perfect opening. Jeskin restrains the immobilized Nightmare's Vestige with his sickle and chain. As if coming back to its senses itself, the beast starts moving again, struggling to escape. Then it's pierced by one of Hawkins' throwing knives. Hawkins' weapon carries an attribute that inflicts paralysis on its victims. The Nightmare's Vestige spasms and stops flailing. Doesn't she have paralysis resistance? Or maybe this isn't the spider. I don't know. That's when I cast the spell I prepared, Holy Light Beam. Excellent work. Goyev's praise seems to be coming from far away. Looking around, I only see the members of our party. What in the world made the Nightmare's Vestige seize up like that? If it hadn't happened, we might have lost this battle. Julius, I know you must be concerned, but we won. Let's just focus on that for now. I nod slowly at Hyrant's words. He's right, there's no use getting hung up on things I don't understand. Why did the Nightmare's Vestige attack target me, the hero? Why did it suddenly stop? Why did I feel so uneasy despite the fact that we won? I have no way of unraveling any of this, so there's no use worrying about it. After all, no matter what happens next, I'll have to keep fighting as the hero. Well, it looks like our job here is done. Indeed, let us leave this place as quickly as we can. Ah, there's a spider behind you. What? Where? Where is it? Sorry, my bad, I was just seeing things. Gianna puffs up her cheeks in rage at Hyrant's teasing. Jeskin looks on blandly, and Hawkins gives a dry smile. They're all their usual selves. Right. I might not feel 100% reassured, but everything is fine. Now the Nightmare's vestige can't cause any more harm. Protecting the people's safety is the hero's duty. So our accomplishment should be cause for celebration. In the wake of the battle, we're able to leave the Great Arrow Labyrinth without further incident. Was it quite to your liking? Well, it seems like one of them got a false start, so I'll have to deal with that. Pardon? It's alright. Nothing to do with you, so don't even worry about it. Very well then. More important, what would really please me is if you made some headway on your own work, you know? As you wish, O Demon Lord. Okay, I'm going to end this one off here. Let me know what you guys think. Was that our little spider friend that they were fighting, or was that something else? Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.